When did music start? And how did rapping start?
Music, it started at a very early age, as much as I could remember. Um, like when I was like really young, I think I was like 4 or 5 years old. I heard something like on a telephone line, and it was like some sort of there was this musical thing that was there, and ever since then I was like really interested. I always wanted to do something. So I guess it started when I was like, I mean, as back as I can like remember my childhood, like my early childhood days. But yeah, somewhere around that time.
Right. And when did rapping start? How did you get interested in rapping?
Rapping started like mm, I think when I was like 11 or 12 years. I got introduced to like rap music, and it just became a part of me because I realized that it was easier to rap. I wasn't really like an excellent singer. And I always found like writing to be much more easier, and that was how it started at the age of like 11 or 12.
Right. So, I mean, you started by writing your own rap song, or you covered?
I think I started writing my own stuff. I always believe that I mean, artistic expression is always like the best when it happens individually. Uh, when you can like uh, tell your story your own way. So even when I was younger and I was not really good at what I was doing, I always made sure that I wrote my own thing. I mean, I did do a few covers here and there, but that was just for the fun of it. I was always like interested in making my own music and still am to this day.
Right. So, what is your memory of, of your first performance as a child? Like you said, you started at 11 or 12. So, what is your memory of first performance?
Memory of first performance. I used to go to like radio stations, do a bit of a performance here and there, uh, be it a cover song or anything.
Mhm.
But like at that moment, I did not have access to proper recording studios, or I didn't know how to produce music, so I wasn't capable of recording my original pieces. So my first performances were definitely just those. But yeah, I don't recall my first performance. I know like it was something along the lines of just going to radio stations or just performing in school, here and there, but I don't recall when was the first time I actually performed. That's something I don't remember.
Okay. In one of the interviews, you mentioned that you connected with the chaos in Eminem's 8 Mile. So, I mean, why and how?
I think a lot of art stems from tragedy or trauma or, a lot of personal life experience. Some
Mhm.
people can empathize with other people's sadness and convert that into art, and some people just feel it themselves. Some people actually go through certain things. So, as an artist, you can either like create imaginary scenarios in your head and take inspiration from that, or look at other people, take inspiration from their, you know, uh, experiences, or it could be just your very own life experiences. And for me, music was always my very own life experience, and it was a projection of that. So definitely, like with Eminem, I feel like I relate to him on on many things, having like a not I wouldn't say the same upbringing, but a lot of things were very similar, so there was resonance, and that was why I felt like I connected with that. And that was also how I like discovered hip hop, because a lot of these people used that to create art. So I think that's how you find comfort in chaos.
Right. When did you get your first big performance break?
My first big performance break, I don't remember, I don't keep going. I don't keep track. I actually don't remember. It's been quite a
When did you first
yeah.
perform outside Shillong on a
Oh, that
national
one I
stage?
remember. That I remember. The first time I performed outside Shillong was at a it was in Delhi. It was for a Halloween like festival or something, and that was my first out of state performance, and it was really good.
Do you collaborate a lot with musicians or rappers in Shillong? And like how close knit is the collaboration?
Um, Actually, no. When I was starting out, no.
Mhm.
I I had to move out of Shillong to make things happen for myself because at that point of time, like a lot of things weren't happening, you know. There was not much support given to the artists, which is very different now. I mean, the government has taken the initiative to like, have these festivals and everything, and it's going good. And I'm very, very happy that we have, people who actually care about music. But when I was there some years ago, it was not like that. So I had to move out. So I didn't really get the chance to collaborate with anybody. And I think our community is as such sometimes that people aren't very fond of helping each other out, even within the same community. So that collaboration never happened. And I hope to change that because now that I have somewhat of a platform, I would like to go back home and actually make some collaborations happen, just to break that pattern of not helping one another.
From stage performances to movies. So how do you see the change?
Mm, I don't think so. I think I just exist in one state that is just making music and doing something associated with this art form. That is all it is. And I don't feel like there's a transformation when I'm working on a movie or when I'm performing or when I'm making, like songs for my own, making my own records or something. I just feel anything related to music feels the same to me. I'm always happy doing it. So there's no such transition phase.
Right. So it is just the art form and it is just the music that you focus on, not
Yeah.
whether it is a live
Yeah.
performance or a background score.
I always give it my best. Even if I'm working on a movie, I give it my best. I make sure that I'm doing what I can do musically to make it like sound as good as it can be.
For the Loka project, you had the flexibility to work on your verses, right?
You always have the flexibility to work on your music in a movie project.
Okay.
As far as I know, there's always flexibility because uh, everybody wants a little bit of they want it to be authentic as well. So I definitely had flexibility in all of my movie projects. I was
Including
always
Dhurandhar.
given, yes, of course, definitely, yes. I had so much fun with that project. Me and Shah sat together, and he gave me full freedom to like Aditya and Shah gave me the freedom to do what I felt was good
Mhm.
enough, and we worked around it. And I think that's how music should be made.
Mhm.
But yeah, I did have freedom for both movies, fortunately.
Right. So far, you have worked in multiple big budget movies. So, how was your experience? Any memorable instances you can share?
I think the most, it's not like there was not one particular memorable instance, but it was a lot of insight for me. I realized how much people love their art. Like when I saw Aditya work on it day and night, he was so involved in the music making process. When I saw these people work, they cared so much about their art. Like it meant everything to them. And I think that was very insightful for me because I felt like I was in a room with people who felt the same about art, We all care so much about it. And I think this was like that very insightful like experience where I'm like, damn, like some of us will go all out to get it done. Some of us will really, really like do it. And yeah, it was very inspirational for me. I think that was what I took from the whole experience.
Right. There are not many women rappers from Shillong, not many, or from the Northeast. So, how do you perceive the future? As a musician, you are there. So, how do you see it?
I think it's definitely going to change, especially with the support that has been given. Um, I'm not saying everything is perfect, but
Hmm.
the fact that even like the government has taken initiative to like do something, I think that says a lot. It shows effort,
Mhm.
and it doesn't have to be perfect, but that effort is what matters. And I think with the way things are transitioning now, I think we will have more scope in the future. And I think more people need to step out, go outside a little bit, come back, bring something to the state. Everybody needs to step out, see the world, do better, and then come back and bring that back to your community. I think that is the goal. And then, that way, like, it keeps growing
And how does it feel
because
to rap in your mother tongue?
it feels nice. And I wish I knew more, like, about it than I do, because I know what as much as anybody does, but I know there's so much more, that can be done. Like if you read like a very old like poem or something by a very old poet from Meghalaya, like written in Kasi or Pnar, like it's such beautiful, like that art is so beautiful. And I'm like actually not so happy that I don't know it like extremely well to actually portray it, like, uh to actually like make like my music using that as well. Like it's just like I just know as much as everybody does. But like there's English and everybody knows how to speak English, but does everybody know how to write and express themselves like properly? There's that, right? So it's the same with my language and even with the Kasi language. Like I have not been able to do that. And but I think there's still time to learn. But it's just nice that now we have, like this new initiative where you have to learn the mother tongue. I think that's a big win.
Lovely. Okay. India has some of the best so far. India has some of the best rappers who are women, actually. And yet, when a woman raps, it is seen like, I mean, there it's still, uh, you know, creates that surprise element, that awe. So, is rapping a gender biased? Is it still seen as a gender biased section of art form? Because you are there in the space. Have you ever felt that?
No, not really. I've never felt that, to be honest. I think everything has been like
Mhm.
about how much like how good you are as an artist and
Mhm.
how good your art resonates with people. But I think it's also because I never looked too much into it. I mean, I always thought about how I can make this better, how I can like sound better. I never thought about like, I need to compete with a guy or a girl. Like I always thought of myself as a human. But I think we don't have enough opportunities or enough there's like not enough like good intent to help women get in this space. Like why do we have such less female rappers? Is because um there was not like enough motivation or not enough support in the first place to begin with, and that's why we have lesser of them. Lesser means lesser people, means also lesser good ones, right? Like when you look at the male rappers, they have a lot of good male rappers. Do we have a lot of good female rappers? We don't. We have very few, but that's only because I think like earlier, this is just my assumption, maybe like there was not enough support given. And maybe with that support and good intent, there will be more female rappers and more good female rappers. And yeah, but that's about it. But so far, for me, I think it's been very fair. I have not faced any such problems ever.
Right, right.
Yeah, actually, never. It's always been very fair. Like you do good work, you make good music. There will be people listening to it, and people will appreciate you. And I've never felt like my fans have ever judged me for being, of a specific gender. If anything, they've always supported me and uplifted me. You know, um, because I have people who support me from different parts of the country, different people who don't come from the same cultural background, and there's no judgment there. Like I get so much love that I cannot say anything bad about it.
Right. In this
But
context,
I do accept that this is like very specific to me, and it's not the same for everybody. So there might be indifferences here and there, and there might be people who don't face the same thing.
right, right. Just to extend this point, uh, how are women rappers shaping the music scenario now in India?
I think obviously like the things that a woman might want to talk about might be different, right? So there might be stories to tell like from a different perspective. and there might be expression that will be done differently, which is uh, there's always like, of course we're all humans, but there's always like, your perspective as a woman, your perspective as a man. There's always there, and it's not just like, it's not completely just that. Of course there's also like common things that we all have, and that's the kind of music I make for the most part. But like, there's some things like, so I think that way, like, the music will be obviously like different, and that might shape the music industry like in a different way, but right now we don't have enough. Like, we still need to give that support to build enough people, like, to help enough girls. And then when we have like enough, I'm sure like it'll do its thing. But for now we definitely need good intent and good support.
Right.